Hello, this is my video on Ron Paul and his son Rand Paul and why they really are psychopaths. They are, like the movie American Psycho, they are psychopaths. And I'm basing this off mainly this. Rand Paul is actually named after Anne Ryan, who Ron Paul is a follower of. And this is what a lot of people, including even people like Alex Jones, do not seem to understand. Now, Anne Ryan, we need to know who this person is, as Ron Paul is a follower of her, because she is fundamental in understanding Ron Paul's views, where he's coming from, and what a Ron Paul presidency, or at this point, Rand Paul presidency, would look like, and what they are driving to, where they are trying to take the people, and what direction they want our country to go into. Rand Paul wrote a series of books. One I've not read much of her books, um, so I can't speak knowing too much about her. What I do know, is that she based one of her books of a person who had um, kidnapped a person. I think it was some guy's daughter. Held her for ransom. Then the guy gave her the ransom, and of course he cut the daughter up and threw out of a car anyways. And this is what Anne Ryan basically thought should be the ideal human. This is what she thought was a good human. A psychopath, someone incapable of feeling emotions or anything else. This is why Ron Paul is against any kind of welfare, any kind of entitlement programs, any kind of healthcare reform. He's against foreign aid. He's against, of course, immigration. I'm not even saying all these things he's wrong about, but this is why he's against that. He's essentially a fucking psychopath. He believes that basically, if rich people have no obligation to their society, if the society burns to the ground tomorrow, then that's fine. And that selfishness and greed is what drives society and how we got where we are. And he basically believes, like that movie Wall Street, that greed is good. He believes in greed. Um, Anne Ryan, her book Atlas Shrugged, I believe it was, she actually, she puts these industrialists on a pedestal and sort of, the word, sort of idolizes them, or, I don't know. She makes them out to be this good thing. Now then, and to a large degree, those kinds of people are a good thing, because it's good to have production. It's good to be able to produce something. It's good to have, the dollar does drive society. It's good to have inventions. Of course, if you give someone an invention, you're going to want something for your money. If you work hard and you have something to offer the world, it's good to become rich. But the point is, she heroifies these people, and she basically casts the poor in this light that basically it's like, don't feed the bears, they become dependent. It's kind of basically starve to death. And this is the ideology that Rand Paul and Ron Paul has. Go to work. If you can't find a job, well, then either eat your own hand or starve to death. I mean, that's what they believe. They have no fucking sympathy for anyone else. And this is the main reason why I stopped following them. And a lot of people, even conservatives, like I pointed out, Alex Jones, does not understand what a fucking psychopath this guy is. And Rand Paul is worse than Ron Paul. A lot of the things, the more charming aspects of Ron Paul, such as legalized weed and guns and all that shit, Rand Paul really doesn't even have anything to do with that. Rand Paul is a complete neocon, sort of capitalist, vulture capitalist, pro-vulture capitalist, scumbag. I mean, he really is. He's a complete scumbag. He basically believes in, starve. He's just a complete starved to death philosopher. Philosophy is to starve to death. It's selfishness, and Iran was a selfish bitch, basically. And she or covered this philosophy or this selfishness in the sort of appearance or in the guise of pseudo philosophy. But at the end of the day, she was just a selfish cunt. That's what she was. And that's basically the philosophy. And if you think Obama's bad, and he is bad, by the way, Rand Paul as president would be far worse. I cannot think of a person as president who would be worse than Rand Paul. Now, on the other hand, to point out something, you know, I also don't like. I am by no means, and I think I've made this clear, a communist, despite the name, which I go into various reasons why I name myself that. It was basically taking the left, the right, or I use nationalism not so much because I'm a nationalist, but because nationalism is a right-wing ideology, communism is a left-wing ideology. So I'm saying take the right, take the left, put that together, and of course Satanism, not Satanism in the sense of devil worship, but Satanism is a philosophy, and put all that together and have a truly satanic political system, which I call national communism, or another word that I sometimes use for it, classical liberalism, or a non or a de-Hitlerized version of National Socialism. Off topic, but anyways, I'm not a communist, and I think the ideal of a person who works hard, creates incredible wealth, and deserves to be rich and works hard for that wealth. The ideal of taking his money and just giving it to people who do nothing, and that is to say, taking all of his money or most of his money, is bullshit. Now, just because he's rich, he somehow doesn't have a right to it, but someone else who didn't earn that money does. That's bullshit. The communist ideal of confiscating the wealth of the rich or putting them in jail is bullshit. On the other hand, that doesn't mean that doesn't um make him immune or immunize him from having some reasonable responsibility to be reasonably taxed, and some responsibility to America, to the society, to his fellow human. Like Obama said, he has. It doesn't mean he doesn't have a responsibility to help take care of the people who built the fucking roads, okay, that he got to work on, okay, to be able to make his millions. And he owes that responsibility. There is a collective. I believe in individualism, but that doesn't mean there is no collective. And I believe that he should, just because I don't want to see him get robbed or have everything he has taken from him, it does not mean that I don't think he should be reasonably taxed to a fair extent, and then that money redistributed reasonably, in a balanced way, across economic lines and to the poor and lower class people. But ultimately, what I want to see is a country where I can look at someone, I can say I'm proud of my fucking country, and they go, yeah, I'm proud of my country too. By having a country that is, a country that is free, a country where we take a peaceful country, a country where we take care of the poor, a country that is free with civil liberties, a country that is, um, where you can become rich, a country where you can go to work, a country that provides, um, a country that provides work, country that provides I forget what the fuck I was gonna say. A country that provides work or jobs to go to, and provides reasonable, that is not a sweatshop, that provides reasonable living wages, gainful employment that provides reasonable living wages, a country that is takes care of the environment,